All right. So, good evening once again to those that have joined. I'm Dr. Felicia. I am a physiotherapist and certified health coach. And I help busy millennial women to get off the hamster wheel of fad diets and create better eating and movement habits so that they can stay consistent. Let's see. What is DPT? Doctor of Physiotherapy or physical therapy is really what my degree is in. Both terms mean the same thing, and it's just depending on where you are. So I went to school in Erie, Pennsylvania, in the US, near Lake Erie. The Mistake by the Lake is what they call the little city, jokingly. And but in other countries like Australia, they call it physiotherapy, but it's called physical therapy in the United States. But physiotherapists and physical therapists do the same thing. Good evening also to you, Betty, over here in Facebook land. So let's see, just a tiny bit more about me, because I won't bore you with too much about me. But yes, I do hold a doctorate in physical therapy from Gannon University in Erie, Pennsylvania. I got both my bachelor's and my doctorate there. Met some really nice people. Erie is actually a really cute little place. It gets really cold there though. They get lots of lake effect snow. Thanks for the hearts y'all are throwing up there. That's wonderful to help more persons to see that we are live. Y'all know how this algorithm is. You might know. Resume workshop, you probably would know. You know about this good old algorithm. All right, so I am the proprietor of Adderley Physiotherapy, located in the Mackey Street Plaza on Mackey Street, opposite the Commonwealth Bank Plaza. And there I have helped hundreds of patients over the 5 years that I've been in private practice. The anniversary is actually quickly coming up to be 6 years. And I've been the proprietor there for 5 years. And I have helped hundreds of patients reach their physiotherapy goals. I'm also a certified health coach, which enables me to help more persons, particularly women. I'm passionate about women. I'm especially passionate about women in business. Okay. I just have a special place in my heart for women in business doing their thing. We just celebrated International Women's Day this week, and I'm still riding off the high of that, but I want to celebrate women every day. Okay, so I'm now able to help more women reach not just their physiotherapy goals, but also their general health and wellness goals, because we all have goals. We want to do things like lose weight, right? That tends to be a big one for a lot of us. It's hard to kind of keep the weight under control as we get older, but we don't want it to hold us back from living our lives and enjoying ourselves as we get older. You know, we still want to look great when we're 50, 60, and feel great too, and be able to take the trips, go on the vacations, do the shopping, walk through the mall. Like, not like you have to be on like one of those scooters or in a wheelchair. That's not cute. We want to like really be, we want to be free. We want to have freedom of movement of our limbs. We want to be uh, free in our minds. So, all of these things are really important, and that's what I seek to help women to do. Any information that we do discuss here in our broadcast is just general information. I don't know the specifics of anybody's case or their specific needs. If you are going to make any changes to the way that you eat, the way that you move, then please do consult your primary care physician first, or be sure that you are under the care of a licensed healthcare professional and that you have a good conversation with them before you decide you're going to make some big changes to your diet or exercise regimen. So let's jump in, okay? Let's see. DVTs and Ps, do I work in those areas? More so, well, let me rewind. So DVTs, deep vein thrombosis. So I do end up a lot with patients. Hi, J Dove, how's it going? I do end up sometimes with patients that have had those issues. So it's like blood clots and pulmonary embolisms, right? Also, those are the blood clots that would go to the lungs. DVTs tend to be a lot in the extremities, particularly in the legs. So resume workshop, I wonder if you have a medical background. People don't just throw out DVTs and PEs like that at me. Hi, virtuous bodies. Nice to have you on. I was just answering a question here. Someone asked if I work with DVTs and PEs. And for I do end up working with some persons. When I worked in the acute care or the hospital setting, yes, I saw that a lot more. And generally, once they had like given the person the medications for the clots, then as a physiotherapist, the doctor would place the order, and then we could go in and we could, move them, get them up and walking, get them exercising, things like that. Right? Hi, virtuous bodies. So let's see. Now, because I'm in outpatient private practice, I tend to end up with persons that do have it like secondarily. And then because of my other certifications, I have a couple of certifications. I'm a certified lymphedema therapist, and Resume Workshop says that she has both. Yes. So there tends to be a need for the compression, right? So more than likely in Resume Workshop, you don't have to share if you don't want to, but more than likely, probably, you're going to tend to end up with like some compression sleeves, because people that end up with DVTs or some type of blood clots, a lot of times they end up, it's because they don't have like really good circulation or really good valves in their veins, right? So because of that, they tend to end up with a lot of swelling, and usually they would prescribe some form or level of compression to assist the person with that. So, as a certified lymphedema therapist, I do end up treating persons not only that have lymphedema, but persons that have really like any type of swelling, because the treatment is still appropriate and effective. So it's usually a combination of like compression. You usually can't like do drainage on them right away, the manual lymph drainage. But we can do like compression, and then a lot of education, a lot of exercise, because some persons notice that they are, weak after like the hospital stay and maybe being immobilized for a bit. So we tend to do like a lot of exercise to help and build them back up. So, Resume Workshop, I hope that that answered your question. That was a long answer. I can be long winded, but I thank you so much for your questions. Okay, so we're talking about paleo, right? Paleo has gotten popular in the last few years, right? So it's also known as the caveman diet, the primal diet, the Stone Age diet, or hunter gatherer diet. The paleo diet answers the question, what would a caveman eat? Okay, so what is it? What the statement used to be, so easy a caveman can do it. Geico, right? That was their motto for a while. Paleo diet answers the question, what would a caveman eat? And it was created by a gastroenterologist by the name of Walter Voitlin. Now, I may have said that. I may have pronounced that wrong. Forgive me if I did. So it's a dietary plan that's based on foods similar to what might have been eaten during the Paleolithic era, which is from 2.5 million to 10,000 years ago. So, foods that are allowed on the paleo diet would include things like lean meats, fish, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. And these are basically the foods that you could either hunt for, or like you could gather, like you could forage berries and things like that. This 2.5 million years ago, right? Because there was no Walmarts to go to, there were no farmers markets, there were no Whole Foods, so you had to go and like hunt your food or gather your food. So foods that came about when farming emerged about 10,000 years ago are limited on the paleo diet, and these would include things like refined sugar, dairy products, legumes, grains, artificial sweeteners, salt, sugar, and high fructose corn syrup, potatoes. That may disappoint a few of us. Okay, potatoes. Who loves potatoes? Let me know in the comments. Highly processed foods, some vegetable oils, and trans fat. So I wanted to just go a little bit deeper and let you know like some of the vegetable oils that's not allowed on paleo diet. And that's like soybean oil, sunflower oil, cottonseed, corn oil. That one is not hot, so that shouldn't be a surprise. Grapeseed oil, safflower oil, and others, right? So those are some of the ones, the oils that you would want to stay away from if you were on a paleo diet. Yeah, I was disappointed to hear potatoes were frowned upon. Okay. I kind of like potatoes. Potatoes are a staple. Potatoes were the bomb in college. Okay. You get a bag of potatoes for $2.99. What? Oh, big 10-pound bag of potatoes. It was like, man, I could live like a queen for like a month. Okay, so the big idea of paleo. The big idea is to return to a way of eating that's more like the early humans did. Okay, so that's pretty simple. And one of the ways that's easy, or like a rule of thumb to follow for people that are on the paleo diet, if it's processed or if you couldn't like find it in nature, you had to buy it out of if you had to buy it out of a store and like you couldn't make it or grow it yourself, then it's not good for you to have on paleo. All right, so the theory of paleo. So it's based on the theory of discordance hypothesis, which states that the human body is genetically mismatched to the modern diet. Okay, so the way that we eat these days, not like the cavemen did. So the development of dairy, grains, and legumes changed people's diets rapidly and outpaced the body's ability to react. So, this is believed to have led to the prevalence of obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. Okay, so some of the most common lifestyle diseases, right? Particularly the obesity and diabetes. So, we are getting the idea. If you've been with me for a while as a part of this audience, you'll be getting the idea that basically a lot of these things that people end up with, these lifestyle diseases, can be changed simply by the way that we eat. So, drinking water and exercising are also encouraged on the paleo diet. Okay, so hint, hint, wink, wink. That is a consistent thing. Okay. All right, I wanted to pause here briefly for a couple of mid-broadcast announcements, okay? First one, let's see, resistance loops are coming. I found my resistance loops. I couldn't find them last broadcast simply because I remember today that they were still in my suitcase. Okay, so they travel really well, y'all. Really and truly, I took them on my little mini trip, mini vacay, little quick getaway last week. So this is what the bands look like. These will be available soon. I'm hoping by summertime. Okay. And these resistance loops, they come with different resistances, and that's what the different colors are. Basically, the light colors are the lighter resistance. Flip that around. Yes, I want y'all to get really, really excited about these. The Adley Physiotherapy. This is actually my first product, my first actual product. So I was really excited when these samples came in. But look out, I'll be reposting. I had a little issue posting my reel with these exercise bands. And I will try to repost it this weekend. Okay, I was just showing you a few things that you can do with the bands, but they're good for arm exercises, leg exercises. They're pretty handy, they're light, and they travel really well. It was like nothing to just throw these in the bottom of my suitcase, right? And then I could get a little early AM workout in, while on vacation, because who doesn't like to work out on vacation? Am I the only one that works out on vacation? Y'all, let me know in the comments. All right, so that's one thing. Resistance loops are coming. Okay, PT concierge service is available. So for persons that either themselves can't get out for therapy treatment, or if they have a loved one that needs therapy service, but it's too difficult to get them out, then please do be sure that you go ahead and contact me. You can either DM or IM me in order to find out how you can get on the schedule for PT service at home. Okay, so that's the concierge service. All right, let's see. Oh, someone says I am the only one that exercises on vacation. Oh man, I can't be. Sometimes when I go to the gym on vacation, it's people in there. I'm the only one that's present on this broadcast that does it. Okay, I can accept that. Just fine. All right, so let's see. We've got something exciting. So this is the first time I'm going to be releasing this information. We do have a dance fit class with Mariano. Mariano was on a bit earlier, J-Dub Productions. So Mariano was a past guest on the show, and Mariano Martinez. He's a dance choreographer, and we will be working together to produce for you and bring to you an exercise class. So it's going to be a dance fit class. Hi, BT, B. Talon. Thanks for joining us. We're just talking about a couple of announcements here. So, we're currently talking about our Dance Fit class collaboration with Mariano, who's going to be leading a dance class. So, it's going to be a fun way to exercise. Okay. I know people feel like, oh, exercise isn't fun, not boring. But, if you're dancing, you're not going to feel that, it's going to be a fun way for all of us to get a chance to take off a few extra pounds, a few extra calories. So make it a point to jump in, okay? Keep watching and following our outlets here on Facebook and Instagram so that you can get further details as they come available. I can confirm at this time the date for the class is going to be April 9th. That's a Saturday morning. It's going to be online via Zoom, so there'll be a registration link available. And I will continue to release the information as it comes available. So April 9th at 11 a.m. Yes, someone says dancing is fun. Dancing is fun. Okay, so you're gonna dance the excess weight right off. And if you don't have any excess weight, then you come and you just dance to have some fun to stay fit. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and wrap up my last couple of points on the paleo diet. And let's see, research studies have been done on the paleo diet. Okay, so it has been researched. And those research studies, some of them have compared it to the Mediterranean diet and to the diabetes diet. And paleo may provide benefits compared to those other diets that include things like weight loss, improved glucose tolerance, better control of blood pressure, lowering triglycerides, and better appetite management. Because believe you me, when you are trying to take that weight off and you're trying to change the way that you eat, oh yes, you can get hungry. You can get hungry, okay? Cravings also normal when you're trying to change your routine with what you eat. You are gonna crave the bad food or the food that you're just kind of used to snacking on. That may not be the healthiest. Let's put it that way. That's a nice way to put it. Okay. Let's see. Da, da, da. Okay, so is paleo effective long term? It depends. Okay, if a person focuses on nutrient dense foods, then yes. But if a person focuses more on the meat and the animal protein, then no, because then that's an increase in the animal fat. So, very interesting, I thought, with the paleo diet. And in my mind, I kept comparing it and contrasting it to veganism, of course. So, very interesting. So, other drawbacks of paleo. The fiber intake could be lower than the daily recommendation, which would be 25 grams for women and 38 grams for men. Okay, so some supplementation may be necessary. So, modified paleo. Okay, so a modified paleo diet. There are several different versions of the paleo diet that now exist, and some allow for a limited quantity of what would have been classified as non paleo foods. And the ratio is basically that you want to be eating 85% of things or foods that are paleo and then 15% that are non paleo. Okay. So, a modified version of paleo may be easier to follow long term rather than just trying to do straight up paleo as a lifestyle, right? Because it really is a diet and maybe not thought of so much as saying, well, okay, this is a lifestyle, right? So, that is my presentation for this evening. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. Please do let me know if you have any other diets that you would like me to review that I haven't already this year. I think so far we've done paleo and we've done the mind diet, or which is a kind of combination of the Mediterranean diet, right? It's a I don't want to say combination. It's like a modified, right? Hi Gaha Imran. If I recall, you are a new follower, so welcome. I realize this may be your first time on the live stream. So thank you for popping in. I am Dr. Felicia. And we have just, good evening, Rosa. We have just wrapped up our presentation on the Paleo diet. We are picking apart the Paleo diet this evening. I was also making persons aware that if they want to have me review any other diets, you can let me know. If you can think of them right now, you can drop them in the comments. If not, then you can always DM or IM me, and I'll make sure that I add it to the schedule, covering a different topic every week. Okay, so if there's any other diet or any health or wellness related topics that you would like to learn more about, then feel free to go ahead and let me know that. Okay, let's see. I believe that is it for me. I've already dropped all my announcements. So these replays will be available. If you're on our email list, you will get it sent to directly to your email inbox on Monday. If you are not on our email list, what are you doing? Okay, make sure that you DM me email list if you want me to add you. Okay, let's see what else. These are going to be available. The streams will be available for a limited time on Facebook and Instagram. Okay. So I am getting ready to sign off. If you all don't have any additional questions or comments here for me, let's see. Rain Thompson says that she enjoyed it. I'm glad that you did. Hope that you all learned something this evening. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off because I don't see any immediate questions or comments. So this is Dr. Felicia signing off from the broadcast this week, making the world healthier, one woman at a time. Bye, y'all. Hope to see y'all next week, same time, same place, 7 p.m. Eastern on Facebook and Instagram.